Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to show you how I built this shelf right behind me to finish off our kitchen. What's up everybody? It's Tanner with Built Not Bought. Welcome to the shop. I wanted to share the next project that I'm going to be working on for my house with you guys, and it involves these two not so beautiful pieces of walnut. They don't look like much now, but take my word for it, when we're done here, I think they're going to be awesome. So as you can tell, they have a lot of cleaning up that we're going to need to do before we can actually use them. I need to first flatten them. They've been air dried and kiln dried, and then they've just been sitting in my shop for almost 2 years now. So I'm going to flatten one side, then send them through my planer. All right, so you can tell here there's some major warpage in these pieces of walnut. Normally I just go right over to my woodpecker slab flattening jig, but these are so bad that I'm going to knock them down first with a hand plane just to get rid of the extreme edges. Then I'll take them into my flattening jig. After knocking down the high corners with the electric hand plane, I sent it through my thickness planer a couple times just to clean up the rough edges. The thickness planer will not flatten lumber, so then I took it from there over to my flattening jig. You can see that one corner is almost 1/4 of an inch off of the table, and on this side it's nice and flat. So there's a little bit of a curve into this piece of walnut. So what you need to do is put a shim in so that board doesn't rock anymore, and flatten the top side. And then you take this top side that has already been flattened, flip it upside down, and you can run it into your planer, and you'll be left with a piece that is completely flat on both sides. All right, guys, I'm in my garage right now. It's kind of rainy and wet out in the shop, so I wanted to come into the garage. Sorry, the lighting isn't the best in here right now, but I just finished sanding up the shelves for our kitchen bracket, and I've been using this Howard's Wax It All for projects like this. I just like it because it smells great. It's non-toxic. It's not sponsored in any way, but it's not for like tabletops or high wear areas, but stuff like this where you're just going to set something on it and kind of leave it alone. It works great. It's just kind of a wipe on, wipe off finish, and it works really, really quickly. Here's the two shelves. This one here that has more of a live edge on it is going to be the lower one, so you can see that edge really good. And this one does have a natural live edge, but it's not quite as contoured. That's going to be the top shelf. I just use a paper towel, scoop out a little bit, and it's really as simple as wiping it on, letting it sit for a little bit, and then wiping it back off. But it smells super good, and as you can tell, it still does a great job of bringing out all of that beautiful walnut grain here. So I'm gonna finish putting this paste all over all sides of this. I'm gonna let it sit, and then I'm gonna put a little bit more on and just let that wood soak up as much of it as I can, and then I buff it all off with a paper towel. And now we're going to switch gears and start working on the steel frameworks of these shelves. I'm using 1.5" square tubing, and I'm essentially welding up 2 identical rectangles. I took a lot of extra time here trying to keep everything nice and square because I need these 2 rectangles to sit nice and flat against the wall, and for these 2 shelves to line up when I fasten them. I tack every corner, and then I go back after everything is tacked and weld solid beads all the way around. If you don't tack your metal, you will most likely see some warping as you start heating one corner versus the other. The tacks help hold everything in place. All right, guys, I just got the open shelving unit that I built installed. We just have 4 screws going into studs behind us here, and then my wife decorated it the way she wanted it. We have all regular cabinetry in our kitchen, but we wanted to do something a little bit different here behind me, and this is what I came up with. I hope you like it. All right, guys, thanks again for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate everybody that watches my videos and drops likes and comments. It means the world to me. Make sure you check out my upper cabinet install video as well as our kitchen island build video if you want to see how I brought this whole kitchen to life. That's going to do it for the kitchen, and we're on to the next project. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next build.